And again, Councilwoman Tanya Paynes fully supports the community, the One Hill Coalition.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pace.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is George Moses. I am here representing the Hill District Consensus Group as being the community representative, one of two chosen to be a community rep in the master planning process. And that is what I am here today to speak on.
You in favor or opposed to the master development plan?
We are going to ask you to delay the vote. Delay the vote. We say that because the focus groups had a particular structure to it. When you went to the focus groups, they asked you three things. What did you like, what you didn't like, and what would you improve? From the residents and other people who attended those focus groups, they had numerous questions. And after those focus groups were ended, there were more questions than ever before. Mainly because we had not seen many of what you have seen here today, especially the parking garage. We had seen nothing of that in this whole process. So there were many questions, as you know, because the Hill District and Uptown have massive illegal parking lots. And we did not want to see something of this nature coming into the neighborhood and adding to supplying to the demand of the parking by those illegal parking lots. When we look at this whole design as it is saying, it does certain things. We believe it does not fit the design guidelines of both the Hill District and the Uptown communities. In 2001, the Hill District did a precise guideline studies of what the Center Avenue corridor should look like. And I will remind you, the Center Avenue corridor started at Washington Place and proceeded up. This building does not meet those specific guidelines. And again, I refer back to, we still haven't seen the garage and we don't even know what it looks like. When this was all completed and done, I was directed by the Hill Consensus Group to send an email to Don Carter and other parties asking for more meetings to answer those specific questions about the garage, about the design, about traffic, about parking. He told me there would be no additional meetings, and the next thing we would hear at the briefing that was to take place on the 13th of November, actually that was moved back to the 27th of November. So there was adequate enough time to structure some other meetings for community participation. Let me remind you, as Don Carter said, there were over 600 community reps at those meetings, at those focus groups. So there needed to be some more dialogue between the community and the folks designing this new arena. There wasn't. As we indicated before, the parking structure, that should be a prime concern. We're hearing and reading all the time about people concerned about parking structures. We heard about it with the Children's Hospital in Lawrenceville. We heard about the concern in Shadyside when Shadyside Hospital was putting up a parking facility. We heard about it just earlier today with Majestic Star Casino. But nobody's talking about the facility in the Lower Hill District. Why is that? Why are we not getting the same treatment that these other folks are getting when it comes to talking about design? And we pretty much want, because that is a part of our community as well. So we pretty much want to be in concern to that. We should also like to say thank you to City Planning and Nora Ismail and Sidney Kaikai for all their efforts in all this, but we have bumped heads plenty times on the traffic study because we feel that the traffic study was flawed in the initial conception of the civic arena. And so therefore, building on a flawed plan does not help the community. All it does is add to the problem. And when you put it in a new facility that's going to have new and more people, it's going to add to the problem. And so therefore, we are very much concerned about that. In closing, I would just like to say this. The new arena must fit the community and correct the misjudgments of the past. The arena would be the gateway to the Hill District, and we must honor that. It cannot be seen as enhancing downtown. You heard in several presentations, they always focus on downtown. And I must say that was very bad when you rezoned that partial GT-E Golden Triangle subdivision. It took away the community of the Lower Hill District. Therefore, the Hill District Consensus Group, of whom am I the representative, must ask you to delay the vote until our questions around design, traffic, parking are answered and answered to the community's satisfaction. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you, Mr. Moses.
My name is Carl Redwood, Jr. I serve as the chair of the One Hill Community Benefits Agreement Coalition, and I have a statement. I have some copies I can also share with you. Basically, the One Hill Community Benefits Agreement Coalition is urging the City Planning Commission to postpone the final vote on the Penguins master plan for the new arena until a community benefits agreement has been reached between the Sports and Exhibition Authority, represented by Mayor Ravenstall, County Executive Honorado, and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Hill District community, represented by the One Hill Community Benefits Agreement Coalition. The past 50 years on this site has not benefited our community. It has placed parking revenue over people. We are clear that without a community benefits agreement, there is no guarantee that the Hill District community will be better off because of this development. So we're saying postpone it until there's a community benefits agreement. We're also asking that you postpone the vote because the final design information has not been shared with our community.
That's right.
What we have seen so far shows an arena that turns its back on the Hill District neighborhoods.
That's right.
There are no drawings of the view from the Hill District. The new arena has open views to downtown and to the Penguins parking lots, and it has walls to the Hill District, walls and fences. In particular, no one has seen the drawing of what the 500+ space garage will look like. The casino developers have been made to show their garage design and modify it a number of times. How can City Planning Commission approve this development without the community seeing the garage design or drawings? And how can you as commissioners approve it before you as commission members have seen the design or drawings for this garage? A third reason we're asking you to postpone the vote is because the current plan is attempting to avoid the zoning requirement that development in this district contain no more than 150 surface parking spaces. This zoning requirement exists to limit surface parking and encourage structured parking. The current Penguins plan proposes a 150-space surface parking lot on Caldwell Street. This is in addition to the 2,400 surface parking spaces that the Penguins already control. So what they're doing is they're taking a use that is not allowed under zoning, and they're adding parking spaces, surface parking spaces. This new surface parking lot should not be allowed. There is an attempt to pretend that the 2,400 current surface parking spaces are not principal or accessory off-street parking for the new arena. There's already more surface parking in the Hill District than in any other neighborhood in the entire city of Pittsburgh. We cannot allow a new surface parking lot to be built into our community. Zoning requirements clearly state, quote, surface parking shall be permitted for no more than 150 spaces, and all parking in excess of 150 spaces shall be structured. The Penguins' proposal to provide a new 150 space lot violates the intent and the letter of the zoning ordinance. The Planning Commission should postpone the vote until these community concerns are addressed. These community concerns can be addressed prior to the vote by finalizing the One Hill Community Benefits Agreement, sharing the design of all the views of the development site and the parking garage from the Hill District viewpoints, and by canceling the addition of the new surface parking lot from the plan. All three items must be addressed or the Hill community will not support the new arena plan. Postpone the vote until after the community benefits agreement has been finalized. Thank you.